What do you think people most misunderstand about your story?
I'm not happy. The biggest thing is they say, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, man. Have you seen his eyes? It looks like he has demons in his eyes. He looks so unhappy. I'm like,
There's a lot of projection.
and I see some of this shit. I think that the biggest thing is I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Oh, all this shit. They're so missing the point, man. What they see in me is a very focused, driven human being who found a buried fucking treasure within himself. Not many people's found it. The journey I'm on is very different than most people, which is why I don't judge people. I'll say that many times. I don't judge people. I'm judged a lot by how I look. My eyes, my not smiling all the time, not laughing, not joking. And that's the big, I'm a funny motherfucker. Big time. But guess what? Right now, it's easy to be happy. It's easy to smile. Those are the good times. The good times. Those times don't need to be trained. I had to train myself for good times. Those times, for most people, don't need to be trained. What I'm trying to give you all is the misery of sometimes we go through in life. Those are the times we don't want to fucking talk about. We want to skip forward to peace. Let's just fucking fuck all this. Let's skip all this pain and suffering and misery of real life. Let's cover it over, nice big blanket, and let's find peace. No. Sorry. It's not possible. Gotta go into that fucking hellhole of life that you have that fucked you up and fix it. And that's what I'm here to do.
You got to go to war with yourself before there's peace.
That's what I say in the
That's
book.
what you say in the book.
You must go to war with yourself before you find peace. So I'm trying to give you tools on how to do that. And I'm not considering smile and be happy about it. It's a hard journey. It's a real journey. It's a journey that's going to take you way outside of being comfortable. You'd be very, very uncomfortable
But it's what we're here to do.
A lot of people don't see that.
I love that story that you tell about showing up at the pearly gates and wanting to be evaluated based upon your potential.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean? I believe we're here to grow and progress and evolve. And if you're not committed to that journey, then I think you're missing the beauty of life. And that doesn't mean it's easy, because it fucking ain't.
No.
It is the warrior's path, truly.
100%.
But if you don't acclimate to challenging yourself and facing obstacles and becoming better on a consistent daily basis, then what the fuck are you doing?
100%. And sometimes you have to put the obstacle in front of you. That's why I went to be a
Right now,
firefighter.
life's good and easy, so
No.
you have to create
That's
these
right.
obstacles.
That's
because
the thing about it. I have no obstacles anymore, man. Life is good.
I'm going to go up to Montana or Wyoming or
That's
wherever
right.
the fuck you go to go.
I go to Montana and said, here's my obstacle. But once your life gets easy and everything is great, it's time to go online and Google some obstacles to put right the fuck in front of you.
And when you look back on your childhood and you think about your dad, do you find peace with that? Do you find gratitude?
100%, man. For me to start this journey, I had to go back to where it started from. And I came from that man. That man is a part of me. I had to accept that. Had to accept that a lot of my insecurities, why that man beat me, why that man beat my mom, why that man got in my head, and everybody said he had a fucked up life. I had to study him. And I had to realize, I had to find peace with all that. I had to realize that what he did, like he hated me, he hated himself. And so once you start to grow up, and like I say, take the different vantage point, I had to forgive that man. Even though I didn't say sorry, he never said sorry. We had our last conversation at 22 years old, and he died about 4 or 5 years ago. That was the last time I talked to him at 22 years old.
But he was able to see you become successful from a distance.
I think it hurt him. Because he saw me become a man that he was very proud of, and he didn't have much to do with it. But once again, I didn't hate him for that.
He was the fuel beneath it all.
He was a lot of the fuel, man. But but I will say this: anger was never my fuel. A lot of people think that.
See, I would think that would be maybe a big misconception about you.
It is.
It's easy to look at you, and that guy is lit up on anger and resentment and rage.
Even back in the day, I gotta say, I've never said this before. I was actually telling my fiance this the other day. People think anger was my fucking fuel. Just anger can be a fuel. Anger got me to look into things to become better. I want to show him. But I tell you one thing: when you're suffering and you're fucking at the wit's end and you want to fucking quit, that anger is gone, brother.
Well, it's also not a sustainable fuel source.
your mind is thinking about, let's get the fuck out of here. So I realized this anger ain't shit. I didn't think about my dad beat me up. I didn't think about kids calling me nigga. I didn't think about any of that shit. I thought about, man, this fucking water is cold as balls, man. I get the fuck out of here. Oh, I realized anger was no fuel for me. It may have got me to say, I'm gonna be somebody. Anger got me caught up in some serious ego trips, man.